This video instruction, video lecture is for Bob. Bob, you asked about scoliosis. Your girlfriend has a scoliosis, so let's talk about what scoliosis is. The traditional thought of scoliosis is that it's a lateral curve. When you look on the x-ray, you see that it goes lateral. You look on the x-ray here, and that's definitely lateral. Okay? When we look at a scoliosis from a traditional medical model point of view, they like to look at this film. This is called the coronal plane, and they tend not to look at the other side, the side view, the sagittal plane, which is this view. In taking care of scoliosis, it's important to understand that it is not really a lateral curve. A lateral curve happens because of damage to the ligaments on the side, which means they get torn and they're longer than they should be, and they're longer than they should be than they're made on the other side, so we tend to bend to shift this way. And so the way that I handle that is I put some weight on the shoulder here, and it causes them to tighten up muscles, and then we shorten those muscles, and those muscles get shorter, they straighten up. That's a true scoliosis, and I have seen a few cases of true scoliosis, which is just a lateral curve. But what we are looking at here, which we traditionally call scoliosis, is a corkscrew, or a spiral staircase, as I call it. And so instead of being this, it's that. There's not only a lateral bending, but there's a torsioning or a twisting. It's much like a spiral staircase. Traditionally, when medical doctors look at this, they say, well, we could just straighten it up with some rods, assuming that it's a one-dimensional problem. And so they use a one-dimensional answer by putting rods in. They don't even do that for the last 30 years in Europe. Since socialized medicine, they quit doing that. And now they use brilliant exercises like the Schroet and Deboschewitz exercises, which we use as a part of our scoliosis routines. In terms of solving this issue, if you can imagine, if you have a torsional spiral staircase, you wouldn't want to unbend that staircase, you would want to unwind it. That is the key. But the real key underlying all of that is the sagittal plane. It's the secret sauce. We have to put these curves back in. Notice how we have a curve here, but this curve is actually reversed. So we take that curve and put it back in. We put the curve back in the neck. Notice how this is a reversal of the curve, which we compare it should have a curve in this direction. And so we're looking to create that curve system so that it takes the pressure and stretch out the spinal cord. One of the problems that we deal with in losing this curve system is that we stretch the spinal cord and the brainstem. That stretch causes a decrease of flow of energy in the cord, but also a decrease of blood flow within the cord, according to Alf Breed. That stretch and decrease in blood flow causes the brain to want to compensate for it. So we buckle and rotate to take that stretch off of it. So it buckles and rotates. So now, because we buckle and rotate, on the inside of the curve we stretch the cord this way, and on the outside of the cord we stretch it this way. So on the inside of the curve we get a radical deforming of what we call the IMM and the IML, the lateral horn, which is the autonomic nervous system in that area. And so we're getting a significant impact to that system. What are some of the other issues that we deal with scoliosis? Balance is always an issue compared to those who are their age who don't have scoliosis. The decrease in vital capacity, ability to breathe, decrease in the ability for the heart to function. If the Cobb angle gets above 70 degrees, it is a probability of sudden cardiac death and sudden pulmonary failure. And so those are really serious issues. It creates, like I say, a torsioning, a twisting on not only the spinal cord and brainstem, but a torsioning on all the guts. And it makes it very, very difficult to breathe and function and move. And so imagine if we put the curve back in the lower back, mid back, and neck. We do this with molding, with weights. We do this with Deboschewitz exercises in the mid back. We put those systems back so that they become stable, and then we can start the process of leveling the pelvis, getting the head over the center of the body, and then unwinding. You can imagine if we have a scoliosis, it started like this, became this, and then went to this. And so we've got to get the head over the center, the butt underneath the center, and we've got to get it to be balanced. So if I zig, I zag. And if I zig 5, I zag 5. Once we've done that, it's a true spiral staircase, and then all we have to do is unwind it. But those curves are the necessary solution to that problem. Those curves allow the joints to meet the way they're supposed to and to become stable, allow the system to become stable. So we put that curve back together, and the joints themselves and the ligaments that support them cause it to be infinitely more stable and make possible the spine working like a healthy spine once again. So we put the curves back, put the curve back in the mid back in here, and then we start the process of leveling, straightening, and then unwinding. That's the process with scoliosis. So with scoliosis, it's really a corkscrew, and that's the essence of, I'm writing a master's thesis currently on it, relating not only the biomechanics of it, but the neurology of it, describing the neurology and why that all happens. So excellent question. If you have any more questions, let me know, and I'm happy to do another video lecture explaining the answers to your questions.